It's time to talk about feathers. All the secrets to a bird's lifestyle lie here, in its flight feathers. Take the peregrine falcon primary, for example. If you see a falcon in flight, peregrine or otherwise, you won't miss its finely pointed wings. When compared to the great horned owl primary, the thinness of the leading edge appears exaggerated. Owls, and hawks too, prefer to soar and search for their prey, so the pennaceous regions of the feathers are slightly less asymmetrical. Looking under a microscope, the leading edge of the first primary in a peregrine falcon's wing is also equipped with tiny serrations, creating channels for airflow and boosting aerodynamics at steep diving angles, a characteristic not shared by any other Raptor primaries in this collection. However, all these feathers, and most bird feathers for that matter, have darker wing and tail feather tips. The more melanated parts of the feather are slightly stiffer and therefore more resistant to the wear and tear faced in a bird's daily life. If you picture a bird in flight, the tips of the primaries are the first part of the wing to make contact with the air and are therefore reinforced with darker pigmentation. Well then, if darker pigmentation is so advantageous to these birds, why aren't more of their feathers like this? There are a few reasons. One, the balance of light to dark can aid in camouflage, but more importantly, melanin is costly for a bird to produce as it requires consuming minerals like calcium, and it's particularly difficult for owls to digest bone. Melanated parts of the feather are also up to 5% heavier than the lighter areas, and for a bird of prey, every bit of extra weight will affect its flight. Instead, I would surmise that this pattern of barring commonly found on several bird feathers supports a structure throughout the feather without sacrificing the delicate balance of weight. As may be assumed, great horned owl feathers also have key structural differences from those of other birds of prey. Looking under a microscope, their velvety texture appears as overlapping filaments. Looking at, say, the Swainson's hawkflight feather under my microscope, one can see the pronounced barbs and interlocking barbules without that dampening layer. When an owl flies, the noise produced from air friction is instead dampened in that velvet texture. Additionally, owl primaries have a toothed leading edge, which, at an owl's characteristically low speeds, disperse the channels of air over the wing and into that velvet texture, and out over a slightly upcurved comb-like structure. Examination of feathers, while seemingly niche on the surface, is relevant to several disciplines. Studying the structure of feathers can inform engineering decisions and even help us learn how flight in birds came to be. Thank you.